Almost every day now, a new headline. Mars, colonization. 5 years, 10 years. Humanity's dream of expanding beyond Earth has never seemed so close, or so distant. But what truly lies behind these headlines? Is it a bold promise or a cosmic illusion? It's a question that has obsessed humanity for centuries. And to answer it, I called upon a legend, someone who has spent his life demystifying the universe for us. Bill Nye, the science guy. With the Planetary Society, we delved into the depths of this enigma, and what we discovered might just surprise you. Because yes, the question isn't just whether we can go to Mars. The real question is, should we go? And if so, at what cost? Prepare for a journey that will shake your certainties, because the red planet, my friends, is far more complex than the headlines want us to believe. Hold on tight, the adventure begins now, and don't forget to tell me in the comments, for you, is Mars a dream or a folly? Forget the sci-fi images where we stroll casually on Mars. The reality is far more radioactive. Our Earth is protected by an invisible shield, a powerful magnetic field that deflects deadly cosmic radiation. Mars, however, lost its own billions of years ago. The result? A Martian astronaut would receive the equivalent of 400 to 900 chest X-rays in a single trip. Without massive protection for habitats and spacecraft, our explorer's DNA would be irreparably damaged, drastically increasing the risk of cancer. Not exactly paradise, is it? And gravity? On Mars, it's only 38% of Earth's. It sounds fun, making giant leaps, but the long-term consequences on the human body are a mystery. We know that on the International Space Station, astronauts lose a significant amount of muscle mass and bone density. Mars's partial gravity might help, but one thing is certain, our bodies didn't evolve for such an environment. We are creatures of Earth, and Mars reminds us of that every moment. Yet Mars is not just a deadly desert. NASA's rovers, true cosmic detectives, have made fascinating discoveries. Ancient lake beds filled with organic molecules. And water, plenty of water in the form of ice, even near the equator. If all that ice melted, it would cover the planet with an ocean 35 meters deep. It's a glimmer of hope, a precious resource. But transforming it into drinking water, oxygen, or fuel is another matter entirely. It's a colossal task, a true test of strength against the Martian nature. Bill Nye has a striking analogy. He says, nobody settles Antarctica. It's cold, inhospitable, there's nothing to eat, but at least you can breathe. On Mars, you'll quickly discover you can't breathe, and that's a major drawback. Antarctica is a playground compared to Mars. It's a humbling lesson for our boundless ambition. We often underestimate the distance that separates us from space colonization. It's not just a matter of technology, it's a matter of survival in an environment fundamentally alien to us. So, are we ready to take on this titanic challenge? Or should we first learn to live better on our own planet? Tell me what you think in the comments. Imagine for a moment Mars transformed into a second Earth. Blue oceans, green forests, a breathable atmosphere. This is the concept of terraforming, an idea that makes the greatest visionaries dream. The goal? To make Mars habitable for humanity, without spacesuits or pressurized habitats. But is it science fiction or a distant possibility? Today, the atmospheric pressure on Mars's surface is about 6 millibars. For humans to live there, it would need to exceed 100 millibars. As for the average temperature, it hovers around 63 degrees Celsius. It would need to rise above zero for liquid water to exist stably. If we succeeded, we could walk on Mars with just an oxygen mask and a jacket. A dream, isn't it? The most commonly mentioned solution, releasing all the CO2 trapped in the polar caps and Martian soil. These caps are made of dry ice, frozen CO2. By heating them, we could thicken the atmosphere and create a greenhouse effect. Except, even by releasing all that CO2, we would only reach about half of the necessary atmospheric pressure. There simply isn't enough CO2 on Mars to warm it up sufficiently. And that's not all. It would take 80,000 times Earth's annual electricity consumption to melt these caps. It's a scale of challenge that defies understanding. Other, even bolder ideas are circulating, adding billions of tons of dust to the atmosphere, or even redirecting nitrogen-rich comets to crash into Mars. Fascinating concepts, but for now, they are pure theory and would require centuries of technological development. Let's be clear, terraforming Mars as we imagine it is not for tomorrow. We could establish small colonies, outposts, but the idea of a flourishing civilization, an Earth 2.0 in the near future, is a fantasy. So why so much effort for such a distant dream? The answer might just lie in the vision of a man who shies away from no challenge. Stay tuned because we're going to talk about Elon Musk and his crazy gamble. At the heart of this Martian dream, one name resonates more than any other: Elon Musk, the man who wants to die on Mars and who dreams of sending 1 million people there by 2050. A crazy ambition? Perhaps. But he has a plan, and that plan has a name: Starship, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, designed to revolutionize space travel. SpaceX, Elon Musk's company, has redesigned the rocket from scratch. 3 revolutionary ideas. First, full reusability. Imagine an airplane that after each flight could be immediately ready for the next. That's the promise of starships. Second, in-orbit refueling. Instead of launching a rocket with all its fuel for Mars, it's launched into Earth orbit, refueled with other starships, and only then does it depart for Mars. A colossal saving on the initial launch. And third, fuel production on Mars. Starship is designed to produce its own fuel from Martian resources, ensuring its return journey. Unprecedented autonomy. Built from stainless steel, much cheaper than carbon fiber, Starship is a beast capable of transporting 100 tons of cargo to Mars. On paper, it's the miracle solution. In reality, it's a bit more complicated. 8 launches to date, 4 successes, 4 failures. The most recent saw the booster return, but the upper stage was lost. Explosions, failed landings. But for SpaceX, these are normal stages of development. Every failure is a lesson, every explosion valuable data. This raises a crucial question: Elon Musk's deadlines. He spoke of a crewed landing in the 2020s. Today, the best case scenario is 10 years, the worst, 15 to 20 years. Let's not forget that Mars and Earth only align for an easy journey every 26 months, and the trip takes 6 to 8 months. If a mission leaves in 2033, it arrives in 2034, and won't receive reinforcements until late 2035. The first colonists will have to be self-sufficient for a very long time. So, is Elon Musk a visionary ahead of his time, or a dreamer who underestimates the challenges? The answer may be somewhere in between, but one thing is certain: the path to Mars is fraught with pitfalls, and Starship, despite its potential, is still in its early learning phase. And you, do you believe in Elon Musk's Martian dream? Tell me in the comments. Imagine for a moment we arrive on Mars, full of hope, and we discover microbes, but Martian life, unique, evolved in an environment radically different from ours. It would be the discovery of the century. But what would happen if upon arrival we contaminated Mars with our own terrestrial microbes? How would we distinguish Martian life from what we brought? This is the great ethical question that haunts scientists. Carl Sagan, the visionary, had already raised it in 1976 during the Viking probe's landing. He feared that unsterilized terrestrial microbes would contaminate Mars, forever ruining our quest for extraterrestrial life. His conclusion was unequivocal: if microscopic life exists on Mars, then Mars belongs to it. We should withdraw. That's why the Mars sample return mission is so crucial. The Perseverance rover has been collecting Martian soil samples for years, sealed in tubes, waiting to be brought back to Earth. The idea is simple: study these samples in the laboratory, in a controlled environment, before humanity sets foot on the red planet. It's a race against time, a desperate attempt to preserve the scientific integrity of Mars before it's too late. Because once we contaminate Mars, there will be no turning back. The mystery of Martian life, if it exists, could be lost forever. So, science before exploration, or exploration at all costs? It's a debate worth having. And you, what's your opinion on this delicate matter? Share your thoughts in the comments. Amidst all these discussions about Mars, about our distant future, it's easy to forget the beauty that surrounds us here on Earth. I remembered a fascinating story that took place in Los Angeles in 1994. A massive power outage plunged the city into darkness. Emergency lines were flooded with calls. People were panicking, saying they saw a strange and menacing cloud stretching across the entire night sky. That cloud, it was the Milky Way. More than 80% of people living in major cities today have never seen our own galaxy. The lights of our cities, so bright, have stolen our connection with the universe. But that precise moment, that night when thousands of people rediscovered the Milky Way, can be immortalized. I discovered an incredible way to do this with Underlucky Stars. They create personalized star maps, works of art that capture the sky as it was at a specific moment, a specific place. For me, it was the night of the LA blackout, a poignant reminder of what we lose when we disconnect from the cosmos. But it can be any special moment for you, a birthday, a wedding, the birth of a child, or even a first date. It's an exceptionally high quality gift with museum standard printing, perfect for the astronomy lover in your life. I've given them, I've received them, and each time the emotion is palpable. It's more than a map, it's a fragment of the universe, a memory etched in the stars. So if you want to give a gift that's out of the ordinary, that speaks of love, memories, and the immensity of the cosmos, visit underluckystars.com and create your own star map. It's a beautiful way to reconnect with the stars, even if we can't see them every night. And it's also a reminder that even while dreaming of Mars, the beauty of our own sky is within reach, if only we take the time to look. So after all this, the question remains, should we really go to Mars? The debate rages. On one hand, some see it as a colossal waste of resources, money, and effort that should be dedicated to saving our own planet. Why flee Earth when it needs us so much? For them, Martian exploration is a costly distraction, a selfish dream in the face of the climate and social emergency here. On the other hand, visionaries like Elon Musk argue that humanity's expansion to Mars is a life insurance policy, a kind of plan B for our species, in case a major catastrophe strikes Earth, an asteroid, a nuclear war, an uncontrollable pandemic. The existence of a multi-planetary civilization could guarantee humanity's survival. It's a bold, almost apocalyptic vision, but one that resonates with a certain logic of survival. Personally, I believe the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Exploration, discovery, expanding our horizons, all of this is deeply rooted in human nature. Space is our last frontier, a mirror that reflects our own limits and our infinite potential. And what if exploring Mars could bring us confirmation that we are not alone in this immense universe? It would be the greatest discovery of all time. But this will only be possible if we don't rush, if we don't sacrifice science and ethics for the sake of the profit race. So, it's your turn. After hearing all these arguments, all these realities and dreams, should we or should we not go to Mars? Leave me your deepest thoughts, your most passionate arguments, your doubts and your hopes in the comments below. Every comment counts. Every opinion is precious. And if this video made you think, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss our next explorations. Thanks for watching, and see you soon for new adventures.